morning students. Today we will continue our first chapter and today we are going to do this uniform circular motion. In this part what we are going to study, we will study about the motion of particle when it is moving in circular path. Okay, suppose this is the particle and it moves in the circular path. What will happen? When we are saying the particle is moving in the circular path, it is moving with uniform speed. Means it covers equal distances and equal intervals of time. Hence we can say it moves with uniform speed. But what about the direction of the particle? When the particle is present over here in the circular path, the direction of the particle is shown by drawing a tangent at that particular point where the particle is present. That means if particle is at here, the direction of motion of this particle is this way. This is the tangent drawn on this particular point. Okay. If the particle comes over here, this is the tangent at this particular point, means this is the direction of motion of particle. If particle comes here, then this is the tangent, hence this is the direction of motion of particle. If the particle comes over here, this is the direction of motion of particle. That means from this diagram we can see the direction of particle at every point changes. What we can conclude from here? I told you the particle is moving with uniform speed. When we are talking about motion of particle in circular path, but every point the direction of particle changes. That means we can say the velocity of particle changes. Why velocity of particle changes? Because velocity is a vector quantity, it depends on the direction and direction is changing at every point. That means we can say the velocity of particle changes. If the velocity changes, which term we can introduce over here? Change in velocity with respect to time, with the passage of time. What we can talk about then? We can talk about acceleration. That means we can say the particle which is moving in circular path with uniform speed, the velocity of that particle changes, and if the velocity changes with the passage of time, that means the particle shows acceleration. Change in velocity means what? That is acceleration. That means this motion is accelerated motion. Acceleration happens, and what we talk about this kind of motion now? Motion is accelerated motion. I'll just tell you again, we are talking about motion of particle in a circular path. When we are discussing about motion of particle in circular path, we are saying the particle is moving with uniform speed, means it is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time. Okay, but at every point the direction of particle changes. How can we get the direction? By drawing the tangent at a point where the particle is present. So this is the direction of particle at this point, this is the direction of particle at this point, this is the direction at this point, this is the direction at this point. Means direction changes continuously, and when the direction changes, that means we are saying the velocity of particle also changes, and when velocity changes, the motion is accelerated motion. Means when particle is moving in circular path, its speed is uniform, its velocity changes. I have written over here, velocity changes, and which kind of motion is this? This is accelerated motion. Okay, we can differentiate linear motion of particle and circular motion of particle from here. When we are talking about linear motion of particle, in that what we can say? Suppose this is the particle present at this point, and if we are talking about linear motion, means particle is moving in this direction. So when we are talking about linear motion, we consider that the speed is uniform. Okay, if the speed is uniform and the particle is moving in this direction only, that means velocity is also uniform. If velocity is uniform, uniform means not changing, it remains constant. Means when velocity is constant, then no acceleration is there. So the motion is not accelerated. So here we can differentiate about the motion of particle in linear direction and motion of particle in circular direction. In circular motion, it has uniform speed. In linear motion, it has uniform speed. In circular motion, velocity changes because the direction of particle at every point changes, but in linear motion the velocity will remain constant because the particle is moving only in one direction. And in this case, in circular motion, the motion is accelerated motion because the acceleration happens there because of change in velocity. But in case of linear motion, when the particle is moving in linear direction, there is no acceleration because there is no change in velocity. Now we will talk about centripetal force, one of the concept which is included in this chapter. Just now we studied that the particles, when they are moving in circular motion, the uniform of the particle, the speed of the particle is uniform. They are moving with uniform speed. But at the similar time we discussed, the velocity of the particle changes. We can say that means velocity is variable, or we can say the velocity is non-uniform. And due to this variable and non-uniform velocity, acceleration is reduced. So motion is accelerated. Now I believe all of you remember last year we did about Newton's second law of motion. And there we studied whenever there is an acceleration, that is because of the force applied on the object. Means what I want to say is, suppose this is the particle which is moving, and if acceleration is produced in this particle, that happens because of force applied onto the particle. Means if acceleration is here in the motion, this motion is accelerated here, means some force is applied on the particle to keep it accelerated. Okay, so the force which is applied onto the particle, or the force which particle is experiences to keep itself in motion, that force here is known as centripetal force. Now the acceleration which is produced in this, that is towards the center at this point, that is towards the center at this point, that is towards the center at this point, that is towards the center at this point. Because we are aware acceleration is also a vector quantity. Okay, that means it too have a direction. So means if this acceleration has direction, that means at this point the direction of acceleration is towards the center. At this point this is the direction of acceleration. At this point again it is towards the center. At this point again it is towards the center. But every point the direction of acceleration is also different. Means acceleration is also variable. Acceleration is also not constant in this motion. How can you understand? At this point the acceleration is in downward direction. At this point the acceleration is in upward direction. At this point the acceleration is towards left. At this point the acceleration is towards right. That means at every point the direction of acceleration also changes. That means acceleration is also variable in this type of motion. And the force due to which this acceleration is produced, that is known as centripetal force. And last year we studied this also, the direction of the force is dependent on the acceleration. So that means if the acceleration is variable, or we can say if the direction of acceleration is towards the center, that means the direction of force is also towards the center. So we can say centripetal force is the force which is acting towards the center along the radius when an object is moving in circular path. Means what we can understand from here, means this is the direction of centripetal force. Here the centripetal force is acting this way. This is the direction of centripetal force. This is the direction of centripetal force. This is the direction of centripetal force. Means centripetal force acts along this radius towards the center. If the object is present over here, centripetal force is acting towards the center along the radius. This is what we are talking about centripetal force here. To understand centripetal force, let's understand few of the examples. Let us discuss few of the examples. We'll do them one by one. Actually, centripetal force is not a new force. This is the force which we already studied, but in each and every case we have given a different name to these forces. Like if I'm talking about atom, in atom we studied that this nucleus contains positive charge and electrons are moving around the nucleus. These are the electrons. These contain negative charge. Okay. These electrons are attracted towards the nucleus by a force. These electrons are attracted towards the nucleus by a force, that is electrostatic force. Here we are talking about electrostatic force because of different charges. Electrostatic force. What is the direction of this electrostatic force? Towards the nucleus, means towards the center. So this electrostatic force itself here is centripetal force. Okay. Then we can take another example. This is sun and planets are revolving around it. This is Earth. Earth is revolving around the sun this way. Why it is revolving around the sun? Because of the gravitational force exerted by sun onto the earth, because of its gravitational pull, and this is acting towards the sun, means towards the center of the circle in which the earth is revolving. So this is gravitational force here, and we can write it as centripetal force. Why we can write it as centripetal force? Because we are saying all the forces which are acting towards the center of the circle are known as centripetal force. So instead of giving them different name, if the force is acting towards the center of the circle, we can call them with one name, that is centripetal force. And the magnitude of the centripetal force is given by m into a, and the value of a which we are talking here, the acceleration produced, that is v square by r. So this force is calculated by mv square by r, and its direction is towards the center along the radius of the circle in which the object is revolving, in which the object is moving. Now what we studied about centripetal force, or in this topic centripetal force, we have studied the centripetal force. It is a real force, means it is actually there. Like I discussed the example of electron and nucleus, protons. So actually there is a force, that is electrostatic force, which we are talking about as centripetal force because it is acting towards the center. Another example we did, that is related to the motion of planets around the sun. In that also one force is present, that is gravitational force. Another one, if I will talk about the movement of stone when it is tied with the string and move this way. The stone is moving in circular path and the tension is created in the string. That means in all the cases actually a force is there, and that force we are talking about as centripetal force. That means it is a real force. What is its direction? It is acting towards the center of circle in which the particle is moving. And third one we studied, the magnitude of this force is given by mv square by r, where v square by r is the acceleration. And in this scenario, when we are talking about the motion of this the particle in circular path, we studied that acceleration is also variable. But in this situation, we talk about acceleration is variable. We did that velocity is variable, but in this case, the speed is uniform. So one thing which is uniform, that is speed, because it covers equal distances in equal interval of time when the particle is moving in circular path. But its velocity changes because at every point the direction of particle is different, and as the direction of acceleration is towards the center, but at every point it changes. That's why acceleration is also variable. And due to this acceleration, a force is assumed there because acceleration is possible because of the force. That force we are talking about is centripetal force. Its magnitude is given by mv square by r, and it is acting towards the center of the circle, and it's a real force, means actually it is there. Now we will talk about one more term, that is centrifugal force. To understand this term centrifugal force, we need to discuss an example. Centrifugal force. We need to discuss an example. Let us talk about a merry-go-round. Suppose you and two of your friends have gone and enjoyed merry-go-round. But in that situation, what you and your friends observed, we need to discuss that. Suppose this is the circular part of the merry-go-round, means this is the center where the pole of the merry-go-round is situated. Okay, and this way you are moving around merry-go-round, and two of you and your friend are sitting here. Okay, and you are moving around this merry-go-round, this pole, and one of your friend is, two of you are sitting over here, and one of your friend is scared of being on the merry-go-round and he decided to stand outside over there. Okay, so I said one of your friend is sitting over here or standing over here and he is just watching you. Okay, so let us give the names. Suppose you is Riya, and another name I can say about Ritu. Riya and Ritu decided that they are sitting over here, and one more friend, that is Aryan, decided to stand over here. Now what they are observing and actually where are they sitting or present? Let us talk about all these things. Riya and Ritu, they are present in the rotatory frame. Rotatory frame means in the circular path. Inside that means wherever we are talking about the circular path, उस circular path के अंदर ही है, उस frame के अंदर ही है. That means they are present in the rotatory frame. And Aryan is present outside the rotatory frame. Means where this motion is happening, Aryan is standing outside that particular frame where the motion is happening. Okay, so Aryan is outside the rotatory frame. Aryan बाहर खड़े होकर देख रहा है, वो इसके बीच में कहीं नहीं है. If Aryan is standing over here, then he is also considered in rotatory frame. It's not necessary कि Aryan को झूले में बैठना जरूरी है. अगर वो इस सर्कुलर पाथ के कहीं भी, इस फ्रेम के कहीं भी अंदर होता है, that means Aryan is in the rotatory frame. Now he is outside there, so he is outside the rotatory frame. Now we need to talk about the observation of all these. Okay, let us talk about कि Ritu is observing something and Aryan is also observing something. Okay, first of all talk about Aryan. Aryan is standing, he is outside the rotatory frame. What he is able to observe, he is able to observe that Riya and Ritu, they are moving, Riya and Ritu, they are moving in circular path. So that means Aryan is able to observe the circular motion of Riya and Ritu. And if he is able to observe the circular motion, that means he is able to observe one of the force. This circular motion is possible because of the tension which is created in the string of this merry-go-round. Okay, this is created in the string of the merry-go-round, and always the tension is towards the center. If this is the point about which we are reading the force, so the force is always taken away from that particular point. So this tension is created in this direction. Means which name Aryan can give to this force? He can talk about here centripetal force. Means Aryan is able to observe centripetal force, and because of this centripetal force, he assumed that Riya and Ritu, they are moving in circular path. Okay. Now let's talk about Ritu. What Ritu is able to observe? Ritu observes that Riya is at rest, because along with Riya, Ritu is moving. So for Ritu, Riya is not in circular motion. Riya is at rest. Okay, Riya is at rest. But he is able to observe that I am moving in circular motion. That means he is also able to observe one of the force, that is centripetal force, because he is moving in circular path. Sorry, she is moving in circular path. That means she is able to observe that a centripetal force is created in this string, that is tension, and this is because of the centripetal force. And if somebody will ask you to find out the magnitude of that, you can find out mv square by r, but that is not the part of your syllabus right now. Okay. Now what else Ritu is able to explain? Ritu is not able to explain कि why she is observing that Riya is at rest. उसको क्यों ये लग रहा है कि रिया रेस्ट में है? अदरवाइज तो एक पर्टिकुलर पूरा वो जो राउंड लेकर आ रही है मैरी गो राउंड का, उसको पता चल रहा है कि यस दिस इज अ सर्कुलर मोशन. बट रितु को रिया का कंसेप्ट एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए एक और टर्म को अपने आप में इमेजिन करना पड़ा. And which is that term? Ritu assumed an imaginary force, that is centrifugal force, to explain why Rhea seems to be at rest. Why Rhea seems to be at rest. वो रेस्ट पर क्यों दिख रही है उसके साथ साथ, मीन्स अदरवाइज ऑल्सो लेट अस टॉक अबाउट अ जनरल सिचुएशन. सपोज दिस इज अ सर्कल, okay, and if somebody is present over here, what is the direction of this particular person who is present here? This is the direction of motion of this person. If a force is not applied to this person towards the center, the person should go in this direction, but as the force is applied towards the center, so the position of the person changes to this. Otherwise the person should be here. Now the person should come over here because of this force which is applied onto the person towards the center of the circle. But what if the force is applied onto the circle, onto the person, and the person is moving towards the center of the circle? तब तो ये होना चाहिए ना, उस पर्सन को जो सर्कल है उसके सेंटर के अंदर घुस जाना चाहिए, बट इट इज नॉट हैपनिंग. इट मेंटेन्स अ कांस्टेंट डिस्टेंस every time. That's why it is to be in a particular circular path. Then to explain this, what we need another kind of force that is actually not present, but to explain this scenario we have to imagine that force. That imaginary force is known as centrifugal force. What this centrifugal force is doing? This centrifugal force is acting in outward direction onto the particle, onto the person who is present in this circular, who is showing this circular motion. Okay, this centrifugal force that is acting on the person who is moving in the circular path. अगर ये पार्टिकल है या ये पर्सन है, इसके ऊपर एक आउटवर्ड फोर्स लगता है जिसकी वजह से ये अंदर सेंटर की तरफ कोलैप्स नहीं करता, ये एक पर्टिकुलर जगह पर बने रहता है ऐसे. अदरवाइज तो अगर इसके ऊपर फोर्स लग रहा था तो इसको यहाँ आकर कोलैप्स करना चाहिए था, बट नाउ इट इज प्रेजेंट एट दिस पॉइंट. ये यहीं पर बना हुआ है एक कांस्टेंट डिस्टेंस पर. दैट डिस्टेंस इज r. हाउ इट कैन बी एट दिस पर्टिकुलर डिस्टेंस? बिकॉज साइमल्टेनियसली व्हेन द इनवर्ड फोर्स इज एक्टिंग ऑन दिस, अ इक्वल एंड ऑपोजिट, equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, that same force is acting onto the object and that is acting in opposite direction. The previous force is towards the center of the circle. That means the force which we are thinking now, which we imagine now, that is acting outwards the circular, outwards the circle. It is acting outwards the circle along the radius. This is acting inward the circle along the radius. So this centrifugal force which we are talking about here, that is the imaginary force which is assumed to explain the motion of any particle in the circular path. Because otherwise if only centripetal force is present, the particle should come and collapse with the center. But due to the presence of centrifugal force, a similar amount of force is applied onto the particle but in opposite direction to that of centripetal force. Means centrifugal force is an imaginary force which is applied onto the particle. Its direction is outwards from the center of circle along the radius. But I told you it should be equal in magnitude as that of centripetal force. That means the magnitude of centrifugal force is also given by mv square by r. But if we are representing centripetal force by F, then centrifugal force is FCF and a negative sign is written over here to represent opposite direction. Both of these are same in magnitude but in opposite direction. One is acting towards the center of the circle, another one is acting outside from the center of circle. This is all about centripetal and centrifugal force. Let's recapitulate both of these terms one by one. We did centripetal force is the force which is acting towards the center of the circle, whereas centrifugal force is the force which is acting outwards from the center of circle. Centripetal force is a real force. Centrifugal force is imaginary force that is just to imagine to explain the motion of a particle in circular path. Okay, both of these are represented, this is not the difference, both of these are represented by same magnitude, same formula, that is mv square by r, where v square by r is the acceleration produced in the particle or the object which is moving in the circular path. Okay, this is all about your centripetal and centrifugal force, and now you are able to do the question answers of your exercises. Exercise 1c, please do that.